All right, tell me about AJ Foyt.
AJ Foyt. I think probably AJ Foyt is probably the most iconic driver ever of the Indianapolis 500. I think that most people would probably rate him above everybody. And he has all the records, but just the persona. I mean, Foyt in the 60s was the man. And he won the 500 a fourth. He was the first four-time winner. But he won it in 61, 64, and 67. The only man to win with a front engine car and a rear engine car. And I remember that after he won it in 67, then the annual question thereafter was, do you think A.J. Foyt will win his fourth and then hang it up? Well, it went 10 years before he finally did win the fourth and making history. And he didn't quit. He went till 1993. And then the other thing too, probably the most amazing thing of all, was the fact that he drove in the 500 for 35 consecutive years. I mean, that is phenomenal. When you think that when he started, it's the front engine cars and dangerous. I mean, he himself in 58 as a rookie, he qualified wearing a T-shirt. He didn't even wear a uniform to qualify. And because you didn't have to until the next year. And then...
well, were they crazy? What kind
well,
of people, I mean...
the fire retardant uniforms were recommended, but they were not mandatory. And look at the qualifying shots. He's wearing a T-shirt.
I always thought that was just posed.
That's right after he qualified. That's what he drove in. And
Wow.
so, anyway, just the fact that he would go through all of that... all of those different phases from front engine to rear engine to ground effects, wings, and all that kind of stuff. And he made every transition. But the fact that so many people, so many drivers, their careers were stopped short because of injury or worse, and the fact that there's no promoters options or anything like that, he earned a spot 35 years in a row. Just phenomenal. So, and then in addition to the win, I mean, he had the seconds in 76 and 79. And, I think he took the checkered flag like 17 or 18 times or something like that. I'm not clear on that one. And I think he is third in all-time laps completed. He and Mario are one apart, and I can never remember. One of them has 555 laps led, and the other has 556. So, the two of them are right together on that. But then, of course, he's had the teams. He began to drive for himself. There was like a transition period where it went from Ansted Thompson Racing to AJ Foyt Enterprises in the late 60s, 69 or 70, I think is when it finally became AJ Foyt Enterprises. And he would run as many as 4 cars in 1970 that he did with himself, Jim McElreath, and Donnie Allison and George Snyder, and McCluskey drove for him. And then after he retired, then he continued to run the race team, which he has to this day. And he had a victory in 1999 with Kenny Brack. So he's clearly one of the truly iconic drivers in the history of the Indianapolis Motor Speedway.
What kind of guy is he?
AJ Foyt has a short attention span. He keeps on moving, and there's a thing about him that people don't know, and I think he doesn't want known. He's very generous. He's a very considerate person, and whenever it started out with when people that he knew would be injured, he would take care of all the travel and get a car and make sure that the family had money to live on and all that kind of stuff. And then as he got into other series, I mean, he would actually do that for people he didn't even know. Like he'd be down at Daytona, and somebody in one of the other classes, there was a fatality one year, and he made sure that the family were taken care of while the arrangements were being made. So I think he just a part of him was a sentimental old silly, but he doesn't want people to know that.